This is Simon. Hey everybody, welcome back to the next part of our top 100 of 2025. If you haven't already watched those videos, go back and check those out so you can see all the greatest music that's come out in 2025 in the Christian rock and metal scenes. Now, as I teased in the last part, and if you haven't watched much else of the content on this channel since, you may know that we have a little baby. Our little baby boy, Simon, was born September 28th, and he came a little bit early, and so it's been a wonderful few weeks with him and my wife, and just bonding as a family. So thank you guys so much for your prayers and support through that. Stay tuned. At some point in this video, we might get a surprise visit from little Simon. Also, I may need some help getting some pizza later on, so stay tuned for that. Watch this video all the way through so you can take part in that fun moment as well. This is one of the hardest lists I have ever had to make. Trying to narrow this down to the top 25 was very difficult. I had, I think, almost 35 or 40 releases I wanted to talk about, but had to leave a bunch out. And so those will be honorable mentions. They will be possibly in the description, depending, and also don't check the description yet. Spoiler alert. The overall list for this video is down there. And so the honorable mentions, it just depends. I find that we use up the whole character limit too quickly. I might just I might be able to shorten it and figure that out. But anyways, information will be in the description below after, so please watch first and check out all these bands, because this is honestly like the most eclectic collection of music I've ever shared. I think variety in this list, so please stay tuned, check out all these bands. I'm sure you will find something new that you love. Yeah, I kind of had to break some rules in this list, but I hope you understand why by the end of it. Okay, so lastly, before we get into this, these are all just my personal opinions. This is just how I feel about these records, kind of how I want to be fair to them. I take into account production, like I take into a bunch of stuff, artwork. Primarily, it's just how I enjoyed it. Okay, without a further ado, let's dive into this. Here's a quick snippet of number 25 through 16, and I will catch you on the other side.
All creation tells the story of love that never fails. Fingerprints of God in this world is full of hatred. I am malicious, deceitful liar. This world is rising with the morning sun. Oh yeah. Pushing all the kills of life made into obsession. Forever testify.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed some of those bands. We got some really, really cool stuff. Getting into number 15, we have the new full-length record from death metal and thrash band Every Thought Captive. Yeah, their album is called Death Is at Work in Us, and my oh my, I love the way the cover art works, the colors. And yeah, this was just such a solid record. It's hard for me to not have put this one higher on the list. Again, this list was just so hard to compile and choose the order. Take it all with a grain of salt. These guys made a great, solid full-length record. Definitely one to check out.
Precise, saving faith, consciousness, discipline, bitter truth, feeding, focus.
Next up is a band I never thought I would talk about this show. Voluntary Mortification with their new EP, Mortem Cultus. Deathcore band, formerly on Rottweiler Records. They just released their first new EP off the label. Man, these guys have stepped it up. They pack a punch. Super sick, super heavy, brutal. These guys did a wonderful job, and there's a lot of good stuff on this EP. All right, next up is a band that I'm excited about. I've known for quite a few years now. They're called Divided Me with their new EP called Tarnished, which I believe is an Elden Ring reference, which is kind of cool. So Divided Me, awesome modern metalcore. This band has really stepped it up. They've kind of had a change in vocals in the lineup over the last couple of years, but they've really refined and honed their sound and stepped it up big time on this new EP. So good. The best material of the band so far. And yeah, I hope that they're in the scene for a long time to come.
It's my voice, you cannot touch me, my offender. Hear me now.
All right, before we go any further, I've tried to keep this fair and keep my own music off this list, so there's no bias whatsoever. But I didn't mention my kind of double single EP releases earlier in the year because I was saving up. My new self-titled record is here. It's technically an EP, but the CD is more of a full length. Basically get 14 tracks. It is out now via Rottweiler Records. No matter what, obviously you don't have to buy it. Go ahead and buy it. There's copies available from Rottweiler Records. Check it out. Go stream it. It would be an honor. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on it. It's The Refiner, self-titled. So go and check that out. I'm so stoked that is finally out. Came out 2 days before the baby was born. It was supposed to be a couple weeks. Yeah, so that was a lot going on. I haven't been able to kind of advertise as much as I wanted for it, but hopefully you guys don't mind the little shameless plug. Please go and check out my new record. All right, at number 12, we have... Actually, the next couple of records are label mates from Rottweiler Records. All right, the debut full-length record from Exoneration. It's called Monuments to Nothing. These guys are super heavy metalcore gent. Honestly, better than my music. Absolutely slayed their first album. Yeah, if you guys remotely like my music, you will love Exoneration. I think they're doing everything that I hoped I could do with my music. Yeah, just absolutely great band, solid guys, and yeah, go and check out Monuments to Nothing. Next up, again, a Rottweiler band, number 11, The Final Witness with their new album, Beneath the Altar. This is more of like a progressive thrash / death metal. Again, just super great, amazing music. Like now that we're getting into this top part of the list, like everything is just so good. Yeah, and we're going to start getting pretty eclectic, but it's nice to put another kind of more death metal record on the list. It's not the last one. Super great stuff. Go and check out the debut from The Final Witness. All right, next up, you probably know her name if you've been around the scene in the last 5-ish years. Magdalene Rose with her debut full-length The Heart That Bloomed After Death. You might know Maggie from GFM, or Gold, Frankincense, and Myrrh, back a few years ago. She is now kind of fronting her own band, just solid like alt metal, metalcore, lots of cool like production things going on, and just super high quality, awesome songs and awesome sound. So definitely go and check out The Heart That Bloomed After Death by Magdalene Rose. Number 9. This is one I actually wasn't even anticipating making this list at all. And I was really late to listening to it, but I had it on my release list. And just about a week or so ago, I sat down as I was trying to finalize this list. I listened to this record, and my oh my, was I pleasantly surprised. So the next one is Anchor and Braille with their new album, or his new album, New Mexico. It's kind of like a rock / pop record. There is rock on it. It is a rock album. But this is Stephen Christian from Amberlin, the vocalist of Amberlin. He's had Anchor and Braille as his side project for many, many years. I think this is like his 5th record or so. The last one we had from him was in 2020, and that one was okay. Like, I enjoyed it. Like, I think I listened to it once, and it was very poppy. Like, there was very little guitar and rock stuff on it, but this album really kicks it off kind of with the more rock sound, maybe with this kind of like Americana kind of sound. Like, it's definitely not Southern, but just kind of that kind of folky flair, but then it's also heavily layered with pop. So it's pop rock. It's hard to describe, but I was super surprised and I just loved it so much. It was a fun record. So I had to jump up on the list, and I'm glad it's here. So go and check out New Mexico by Anchor and Braille. All right, number 8. This was, again, a last-minute addition. I've had it on the list for consideration, but I had to listen to it just yesterday or today, giving the full thing a listen, and I'm like, okay, no, this is much better than I give it credit for. Blooded Crown with their new album, Rise and Conquer. This is a Mexican death metal band with a lot of the tracks being vocaled by a gentleman from Germany. So it's kind of an interesting blend. Apparently they've had the record essentially done, I think, other than the vocals, back in 2019 is what they're saying. And they were just kind of waiting for the right time, doing stuff. And I think the thing that really turned me off on this album was the artwork and all the singles that they released. Everything was it's cool designs, but it's all like super heavily AI. Like, it's obviously AI. And I think that really turned me off from the band at first. But then I listened to the record, and I think the music speaks for itself. This is just like super solid death metal. And yeah, I had to include these guys on the list. Yeah, go and check out Blooded Crown. Next up is a brand new, literally last minute release. It came out September 30th, like the last day you possibly could get on this portion. And I found them last week. They're not on streaming services yet, but this is on Bandcamp. I had to purchase their record. It was so good. Spirit-filled hardcore by a band called Declarations, and this is their self-titled EP, Declarations. And oh my goodness, I was so hyped just to check this band out. It was so good, dropped out of nowhere. Yeah, just absolutely super solid. I just listen to it.
We bind you in the name of
All right, before we go any further, if you've watched the whole thing this far, it's pizza time. I forgot to do that in the last episode, and some of you guys even remembered, and you just typed pizza because you watched the whole thing. So thank you guys for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please hit that like button, share it with a friend. Let me know that you've watched this whole episode by dropping a pizza down in the comments. Much appreciated. Before we get back into the list, I got a mention that should have been mentioned in the last episode, but I found them after. Or I guess I totally forgot that the album released. And I checked it out. They're called Cataclysmic Warfare. And they have their new full-length record called Blood Presidium. This is like a black metal / death metal band. I think it was a pretty big step up from their first EP that had come out late last year, I think. And pleasantly surprised. Essentially would have made the list. I just wanted to mention them. And later on we have a thing where I kind of break the rules a little bit. But I'll explain that once I get there. But yeah, go check out Cataclysmic Warfare. Number 6, we got more spirit-filled hardcore. And this is the Return EP. First one in a while from the band Advent. If you know Joe Mustin, formerly of the band Beloved, he's been part of Advent. They had a couple albums on Solid State Records in the late 2000s, and they had an EP in like 2017, I want to say. So I think this was the first thing since then. And their new EP, God is the End. Oh my goodness. This was absolutely legit. It came out the night that I saw Convictions, and so I was on a little road trip to go see them, and I got to crank this on the way home, and yeah, it was so cool. I love how just blatantly obvious they are about Christ. It's Advent. You can't miss this one. Number 5. This is definitely one of those bands that I wouldn't like label a Christian band per se. Like all the bands, they could have members, or they do in this case have members that aren't believers. You cannot deny with the message of the album, the lyrics, like this is more faith forward than a lot of other bands in a lot of ways. Witch Hazel, I've never understood how to say their name, but think it's like a flower. This is their 5th album. It's V, Roman numerals V, Lamentations. So good. If you just want some like classic like rock and roll, like has some like Celtic vibes to it, but it's just a rock album. Like it's so good. The riffs are great. The sound is great. And again, like I was saying before, the lyrics, so good. You have to check out this band. Number 4, Dying Flesh with their debut EP, Burning Legion. Death metal EP, new band. I think these guys are really young, if I'm not mistaken, doing this like very classic, like old school death metal mixed with hardcore, and not in the way of like it's a deathcore record. I don't know. Hopefully the little preview will kind of show you what I mean. It's a very interesting sound. Top-notch EP. This was so good, and these guys kind of came out of nowhere. Definitely do not miss Dying Flesh, Burning Legion. Number 3. I cannot believe this didn't end up being number 1. I was contemplating this being number 1. I think these top 3 are very hard to differentiate, but all 3 are drastically different. So number 3 is A Life Aligned and their new record, first full record, The Light That Failed to Cease. Guys, I cannot recommend this album enough. This could easily be number 1 of this part. This could, I won't say it's probably not my album of the year, but it's like absolutely insanely good. If you want some metalcore, very good, interesting Christian lyrics. Every single release that they did, The artwork, the story throughout the record, super refreshing metalcore, but with kind of like electronic stuff mixed within it. This band is so fresh, so interesting, so unique. Go and check out A Life Aligned, the light that failed to cease. You won't. Number 2, I can't believe that this was not number 1. This was, I will explain in a minute, but number 2, guys, it's Demon Hunter. I know, number 2, I'm crazy, right? I'm absolutely crazy. I know I'm breaking some rules. I will explain it in a few more minutes. You're almost there. Demon Hunter, There Was a Light Here. It's my number 2 for this quarter. Technically number 1 for the quarter. I'll explain in a few minutes. Stay with me. Their best record, I would say, since Extremist came out in 2014. They brought back kind of like the solid sounding production, kind of reminiscent of their peak era. I was planning on having a video out, and I'm planning on still doing it, where I challenged myself to listen to nothing but Demon Hunter for 1 week. So if that is something that interests you to see, and I'm going to rank every album, let me know down below if you want to see that. That's a very long video to make, kind of like one of these ones, but I kind of wanted to start doing that as a series. I've wanted to do it for so long. I actually I did the challenge for Skillet before Revolution came out, and then some people started kind of doing those kind of challenges. I'm like, dang, I missed it. I missed doing that, like being one of the first. So and especially the Skillet, because he did the Skillet one. So if you guys know the channel I'm talking about, shout out. Yeah, Jonathan Allen Wright, I believe. Yeah, Demon Hunter. I've done the challenge already. I listened to them for a week just before the new record came out, and then listened to the new record. So yeah, I love it. It's great. Number 2, it's Demon Hunter. There's not much else to say. You guys know how great they are and how great this album is. If you have not listened to the new Demon Hunter record, please go and listen to the new Demon Hunter record, because if you're interested in this kind of music at all, I don't know why you haven't listened to the new Demon Hunter. Number 1, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for bearing with me. I kind of broke some rules. This album came out in April, and I didn't know about it until just recently, like probably about a month ago. And I finally listened to the album basically twice through, just to make sure that I'm like this serious. And I am, as of right now, I'm this serious. This is the best album that I've heard in this quarter. And I know it's from April. This should have been in the Q2 video, but this deserves more than just a shout out and fixing. It probably would have topped quarter 2. I'm trying to remember now what was the best. But guys, you have to check this out. And this was kind of why I wanted to bring it to number 1. You guys have to check this out. I know it will maybe seem a little jarring to some of you who are into the really heavier stuff, but please check this out. I know most of you have probably heard of some legendary musicians named Neil Morse, which honestly I haven't listened to his music enough. But yeah, so he's teamed up with a few other musicians, namely, for me understanding who he is, Phil Keaggy. Phil Keaggy is a legend. He's made some awesome music as well. They have also teamed up with Chester Thompson of Genesis and Byron House, session player with Robert Plant and Dolly Parton, and some other artists. So big names kind of culminating into this like super group, making an absolutely insanely beautiful album. They are called Cosmic Cathedral, and they released their debut album called Deep Water. Now, it's 13 songs, 1 hour, 11 minutes long. The first song is 13 minutes and 35 seconds long. So if you guys are into like Theocracy and like their I Am stuff, like this isn't power metal, it's not the same. their first song called The Heart of Life is just a 13.5 minute long epic song. The next 3 tracks after are all super great, super interesting. They all sound different from each other. So those first 4 tracks, 5 through 13, it's 9 songs, are all kind of one song but different songs. But it's called the Deep Water Suite, and they've done number 1 through 9. They all have their individual track names, but it's basically like, I'd have to listen again. I don't know if it all connects seamlessly, but I think that was kind of the point, where it's like a 9 track long song that they've split up. Anyways, this album is so cool. It's so different. It's progressive rock, like prog rock, with some like, I don't know, like jazz and blues influence throughout there. But there's just like, there's some stuff that sounds like it's from the 80s, and then there's just this other like interesting, like the first song at the beginning almost sounds like video game music. Like I can't even describe how good this album is. The lyrics are just so beautiful throughout. It's very worshipful. But yeah, like, so I'm more familiar with Neil Morrison, Phil Keaggy, and yeah, just seeing this all together, like hearing them on here and knowing that they were a part of this, like really elevated it to me. But this is truly a special album, and I wanted to give them, I think, the flowers that it's due. Please go and check out Cosmic Cathedral, Deeper Water. All right, that is it for this one. My camera is about to overheat because I'm recording in 4K, but I really hope that you enjoyed this list. I hope that you found something interesting and unique. What a great time to be in the scene. And just before I go, I'm going to run and go get my son. This is Simon. Hi, buddy. How are you? Oh, I just woke him up from nice time with mommy. You want to say hi to people? Hi, everybody. Subscribe to For the Rock and check out all the music. Thank you guys so much for being here. And we will see you next time. Peace. And remember, it's Chris, not Adam. And Simon Adam.